Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where we are working on our bottom toolbar here, and it's coming along reasonably nicely. Of course we have a million errors here because we have things disabled while we're running it, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and come on in here, and I feel like we need to grab in our menu here, which apparently is not there. Here it is. In here, we need to go ahead and automatically grab ourselves a few things. So we'll do a void start. So in the start, we're going to get a list, and this is going to be a list of menu, and we will call this submenus equals new list of menu. Okay. And then in our start, let's go ahead and populate this. The main problem here is that I don't think it's going to grab disabled menus. So that's a bit of a problem. But we can give it a go. So let's go ahead and check here. And this is going to be something along the lines of submenus equals transform dot, and actually we should probably do game object dot get component in children, or components in children, and this is going to return a list of type menu. I think it returns an array of type menu. That's unfortunate. What are the overloads here? So let's go ahead and check our overloads here. Include inactive. That's good. This is the one we're looking for. So let's go ahead and do of type menu, true, and submenus. Okay, so obviously this doesn't return anything, but that'll go ahead and populate that list automatically, including ones that are disabled. So that's great. Okay, so then when we toggle active, let's go ahead and do a bool is active, and then that's going to be not declared for now. And then right here, we're going to say is active equals not game object dot active self, else is active equals false. Go ahead and delete that. Okay, so now we have a variable telling us if we are active or not. So then game object dot set active is active. It's just a little bit more verbose of a way to do this, but now we know whether we're going to be active or not, which means that we can do this. For int I equals 0, I is less than submenus dot count I++. And we can iterate through our submenus. This needs to be a semicolon, not a comma. We can iterate through our submenus and say something along the lines of submenus I dot game object dot set active false. We definitely want them to be deactivated, whether we're opening it or closing it. Okay. So now it should automatically open and close any menus that are childed to it, like this. Let's go ahead and test that. We're going to get a million errors again, but that's fine. So let's see if that worked. Hopefully it did. Okay. Construction, delivery and sorting, postal office. We close it via demolition. There we go. That works as anticipated. Now, obviously, that's not going to work because we need to open up our construction menu here, and then our delivery building menu. We don't currently have ourselves a... Hang on, I just thought of something. The truck building menu, why did I move it down? There's no reason to. Is there? There's no reason not to. I think we're fine. So we don't, in our delivery building menu, have a collider. So let's put in a box collider. And this box collider will be located in the center. So the X position is going to need to be 475 divided by 2. So 237.5 with a width of 475. And then a height of 135 with a position being 135 divided by 2, but we need to negate that. Okay, and now let's copy this component and just paste it into the truck building menu. Paste component as new. Excellent. There we go. And then let's go ahead and create ourselves our rail depot menu. So I'm going to duplicate the truck building menu, bring that on down here. And this position will be the same 24.075, at least unless it runs into issues, which it may or may not. No, that's actually perfect. And then the others will all be located at this same location, actually, and we'll start essentially growing upwards rather than growing downwards. So let's go ahead and call this the rail building menu. There we go. And up here, I'm going to, in the delivery and sorting button, put in the rail building menu here. And this will be menu toggle active. And we did not click on rail building button here, so we don't have that on. Same thing here, in the truck depot button, we'll put in the rail building menu. And then menu toggle active. Excellent. And then in the rail depot button, we'll go ahead and add in 5. So 4 and 5. And then the delivery building menu, truck building menu, rail building menu. And this will be toggle active, and toggle active, and finally toggle active. But we did click on the rail building menu here, so that's fine. Okay, so these buttons will then read something kind of along the lines of, in the rail building menu, that's in sub-hex manager. I really should probably have this enum be in building. Oh well. So the railroad depot actually has 4. Four structures. Interesting. We've got the railroad berth, or the railroad depot, the engine berth, the train car manager, and the actual railroad, which is pretty important. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So all that essentially means is that we need to add a 4th one here. So add 45, and we need to move this up 45 pixels, like so. We need to make this be 180, this be -90, and we need to add in another button here. No, not here. We need to add in another button here. There we go. That'll do. Ish. Yeah, that'll do for now. In fact, it needs to be brought down a little bit. Like maybe 1-ish pixel. So down to position of 68. That's probably close enough. At least for now. Okay. So here's a rail building menu. Our rail depot button should work. And then all we need here is our rail depot. And then call this the rail depot button. And then this would be the engine berth. And we'll call this the engine berth button. There we go. And I'm going to call this railway line. Railway line button. There we go. And then this last one here would be train car manager button. And the thing is, do we need that to be a structure? Like, I feel like that could be part of route management. Yeah, I think that could. So we can go ahead and bring this back down. -45. And then this would be back to this position right here. So position Y of that. And we'll just bring that down right about to 22 pixels. That'll be good enough. Okay. And then we need to change our hitbox, obviously. So 135, and then -135 divided by 2. There we go. Okay. So there's our rail building menu. Now, obviously, these buttons don't do anything quite yet. They just exist. And I feel like the building menu doesn't need to be part of the Text Mesh Pro text. There we go. Okay. So now let's duplicate that, place that right here. We will go ahead and enable this, and I'm going to leave it right where it is. And essentially, I'm going to name this the port building menu. There we go. And these three will be, let's see, we've got the dock, which is kind of the ship berth. I'm going to call it that just to have the same nomenclature. So I'm going to call it a ship berth. And then this will be the ship berth button. And then this will be the shipping container storage. I don't like that. This would be something kind of more along the lines of dockyard. And I'm going to call this ship berth. There we go. So rail depot is going to be the dockyard. I may call that something different later on, but dockyard button. And then the railway line button would then be the loader crane. No, I don't like that. That's completely different than how we've done this previously. Instead of a loader crane, I mean, maybe a loader crane would be used to, like, facilitate the speed of it, but it otherwise does happen automatically. And you place it next to the berths for an adjacency bonus or something. We'll go with it for now. I may come up with a better idea later, but loader crane button. There we go. And then we've got ourselves our port building menu. So let's go ahead and implement our button toggling. 4 and 5. There we go. So our port button can go ahead and be disabled, and we will go ahead and do our delivery building menu, then our truck building menu, then our rail building menu, then our port building menu, and we don't have an airport building menu quite yet, but I'm actually going to duplicate this, and I'm going to create one right now. Airport building menu. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and implement this as well. So in the Rail Depot button, well, this is the Rail Depot button. I was working in the Port Depot button. Airport building menu. There we go. Okay, so we'll go to menu toggle active, menu toggle active, and menu toggle active if it goes. No. No. VLC, get out of here. There we go. Menu toggle active. Menu toggle active, and this is the port, so we are going to select that one. And then menu toggle active. Excellent. No, not stop coroutine. Toggle active. There we go. And then the airport button will do basically the same thing. Well, I shouldn't have hidden all of those. That was a bad idea. Let's go ahead and bring those back open. We don't need all of this showing, though, so we can collapse all of that down. Okay, and let's just go up to the delivery and sorting button. So, port building menu, airport building menu. Oh, come on, go in there. There you go. Menu toggle active, menu toggle active. None of these will be on. Okay, and then the truck depot. So we need the port and the airport. Menu toggle active, and finally menu toggle active. None of those are on, so that's good. Rail depot will need the port and the airport. Menu toggle active and menu toggle active. There we go. Port is already set up. Airport is not set up in the slightest, so delivery, truck, rail building, port building, and airport building. And then toggle active from menu. Toggle active, toggle active, toggle active, and toggle active. And we want the airport menu to be active. Okay. So now that UI should be fully functional-ish and working as expected. I mean, it doesn't actually do anything, per se. So there's that. We'll go ahead and hide the construction menu for right now. Toolbar will remain on. We will turn the advisor window, building hexes, and biome hexes back on, so we don't run into all of these millions of errors. And let's go. Make sure our UI is working appropriately. Excellent. We'll skip the tutorial for now, because we're only worried about the fact that these buttons may or may not work. So delivery and sorting, truck depot, rail depot, oh, that's exciting, and airport. Okay, I think it is working fine, but I didn't change the name for airport, and the rail depot is a little off screen. I'm wondering if that's a scaling thing? Like with 16 by 9? Doesn't appear to be. Yeah, I think it's just improperly placed. So let's go ahead and go into our toolbar here under construction, construction menu, airport, and port. So let's enable the construction menu, and then let's enable the port building menu. Hang on, the port button is disabled. That explains a lot. I disabled the wrong thing. I needed to disable the port building menu, but instead I disabled the port button. That was why things were off. And then in the airport building menu, that one is just off. Yeah, that one is just off. So we need to bump this up about 45 pixels-ish. Well, not really. I want this to be at exactly the same position as the port building menu. So let's just, it's all relative positioned, which is unfortunate. But let's go ahead and just bring this down until it's very, very close at least. 110. That seems good. Okay, we'll hide the port building menu. I just want to double check. Yeah, I did change those names. Okay. So then in the airport building menu, we then need our airport structures, which is our runway, hangar, and control tower. So we'll go ahead and do runway. Runway button. And hangar would be like the airplane berth. I mean, calling it that wouldn't really work well. But we'll call it a hangar for now. It's the same thing, the same concept. So, hangar button. There we go. And then finally, control tower. Towers have E's in them. There we go. Control tower button. Excellent. We can go ahead and collapse all that down now. And the airport building menu can be closed by default, and so can the construction menu by default. Excellent. So that should be functional now. Let's just double check. We're going to skip the tutorial for now, and I do want to change that back to black from white, but for right now this will be fine. So there's our airport. It's not quite perfectly positioned, but it's close enough. So airport, port, rail depot, truck depot, delivery and sorting. Excellent. And obviously these buttons don't actually do anything. That's a little weird. Clicking between these buttons apparently still has that selected. Interesting. Oh, I guess because they're a child? Can I fix that? Is there an option in here? Like, if we go into the construction menu, and we go in here, maybe if we turn off navigation? Let's see if that does the trick. Okay, let's go. Because I only want it to work when you click on the button. Okay, that didn't work. Yeah, I'm not sure why that didn't work. That's a small issue, but it's manageable. Completely manageable, in fact. Okay, so we have, what, a total of 15 buildings that you can construct. Plus we have the demolition in here, which doesn't do anything quite yet. We have our route management, which doesn't do anything quite yet. And we have our land management, which again, doesn't do anything quite yet. Okay. Well, we have the ability to go into the modes if we turn it on, which is what we're going to do in the next episode. See you all then.